what's going on everyone? Matthew from TheRightTrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today I wanted to talk about the fact that we have now seen several green days in a row, and I think that this could really be the beginning of a pretty massive bull run. We have seen cryptos continuously break out over the past few days, and this is exactly what we wanted. We're moving in the right direction. We're out of our downtrend. We're actually now above uptrend lines on a lot of these cryptocurrencies. And this is exactly what we needed to see to restart some kind of bull run, and it's looking like a real possibility. Now, of course, the question is, when might things slow down in the short term, and how far can we go until this ends? I'll be covering all of this in our technical analysis in just a second. And also, let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think this bull run will last? How high do you think we'll go? Let me know in the comments below. But let's get started with what's been going on over the past 24 hours. Cryptocurrencies have continued to be strong. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, all the big ones pushing higher. Stellar, Neo, IOTA, NEM, all up pretty significantly here. Stellar above 10%, IOTA as well, NEM also. And really just strong across the board here. It's continuing, which is great. We haven't seen this happen in a very long time. Cryptos just weren't able to make anything last, and that's really taking a turn for the better. Now, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates, and make sure to check out my premium content for monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities, as well as 5 high return cryptocurrencies. I will be dropping the new cryptocurrency buying opportunities for this month very soon, so now would be a good time to get the subscription. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into the technical analysis, starting off with Bitcoin. So as you can see, we have definitely turned bullish here. A complete reversal on the indicators and on the price. We're back above our uptrend line, out of our downtrend, and we're now pushing higher above $8,000. Next stop is going to be $9,000. It is likely that we find some resistance there, but what's happening right now is actually a pretty significant breakout. We're now starting to move above our upper Bollinger Band, and our Bollinger Bands are now expanding. Middle band slightly beginning to move higher, and that's a very good sign, right? That could lead to some kind of massive run like we had back here. Now, will that necessarily happen? We don't know, right? But we're starting to move above our upper Bollinger Band, and at that point, two things can happen. Either we're going to start to slow down pretty quickly. I feel like we will pretty much likely test $9,000 at this point over the next few days before starting to slow down. But what I mean to say is we might get a little bit more of a boost, and then things will tame a bit, and we'll just begin a more slight but steady uptrend. Or we could really see just a continuous breakout above the upper Bollinger Band. We'll know over the next few days, but what's for sure I'd say is if we manage to start breaking above $9,000, that's when I think we could really see a pretty massive run up that might push us pretty quickly to above $10,000. We'll really just have to gauge the strength over the next few days, and are we going to continue to make higher highs every day? That's going to be very key. For now, that's definitely looking like it's happening basically, right? We are making these higher lows, higher highs. So this is exactly what we want to see. And I'll go ahead and put in our short-term uptrend in green on the Bitcoin chart just to show you and give you an idea of what's going on here. And the short-term uptrend corresponds to this uptrend line right here. So it's a pretty steep uptrend line. We'll see how long we're able to sustain above this level. And the longer the better, right? It'll really pretty much push us back above $10,000 pretty quickly if we're able to remain above this level. Like I said, upper Bollinger Band is a resistance point, but for now, it's not really slowing us down. Let's take a look next at Ethereum and see what's going on. So Ethereum also acting very strong here. I actually like Ethereum a lot. It's back above $500 and seems to be just cruising higher basically. Like I said, what's nice with the Ethereum chart is there's not much resistance here. We have pretty big gap all the way up to $600 and even all the way up to $700, $764. There's not much resistance because we had this big jump back here, and that created a gap where there's just not much resistance in this area, and that will allow us to move higher much more easily. So right now, indicators just took off, good buying volume to support the move higher, and this is what I was talking about on the Bitcoin chart. We have these expanding Bollinger Bands that are going to allow the price to move higher and potentially get a multi-day breakout above the upper Bollinger Band. So something like we had back here potentially, right? And these types of huge breakouts can really make some pretty significant progress in a very short amount of time. So we could very quickly get back to close to $800 if that happens. And like I said, really for Ethereum, I think that we're pretty much going to over the next few days go back to $600 over the next week or so. And yeah, if we continue to see us breaking above these previous days highs, basically putting in higher highs, it's going to be a very good sign and should allow us to move higher very quickly. Let's take a look at Litecoin now. Litecoin is in a little bit of a different situation, but it's also looking good here. We are popping above our downtrend line, and unfortunately Litecoin is just a little bit behind the curve in the sense that its chart is in a bit of a different situation. Our Bollinger Bands are pretty contracted towards the price, which could put some pressure and make us consolidate a little bit more, but we are experiencing a bit of a breakout above the downtrend line, which is good. And I'm not really concerned about it either way. I just feel like we may move a little bit more horizontally as we break out of the downtrend line instead of getting a massive run up. We'll see what happens. If the rest of the crypto market is able to get a big breakout, there's no reason why Litecoin couldn't do the same and start moving towards, $150 again pretty quickly. But for now, I'd say we're going to move a little bit more sideways. Indicators looking good though. Let's take a look at Nano, and Nano is starting to show some signs of revival again. We're starting to bounce nicely off that 70,000 Satoshi level, and at this point I feel like we're going to get a nice little run up to 80,000 Satoshis. If we're able to get back above that, should be able to climb back towards 100,000 Satoshis, and if we manage to get back above 100K, then we could really start to make some nice progress towards getting back to where we were previously. Let's take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Ripple, and see what's going on. So we're going to go over to the Bittrex chart here. And Ripple is bouncing off that 65-cent level. We now pretty much were able to get back above that important resistance level, so that's now going to act as support, which is good. And we're breaking out of our upper Bollinger Band. And Ripple has actually in the past had some pretty nice breakouts above our upper Bollinger Band like we had back here. We were actually continuously breaking above our Bollinger Bands, consolidating, pulling back a bit, and that was a pattern that pushed us high very quickly. So this time around, I think we might see something similar. It might be a little bit more, slowed down, where we could see a little bit more of an extended move higher and then come back a bit longer. But either way, I feel like Ripple is going to be able to get back towards $1 pretty soon here over the next 2-3 weeks. I feel like it really might start moving back towards $1 and, really setting up for a breakout here above the upper Bollinger Band right now, especially if we're able to get back above 71 cents, which, we're getting very close to that. Indicators looking strong, blasting higher basically. Let's take a look next at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be NEO, and we're going to see what's going on with NEO. So we're going to go over to the Bittrex chart once again, and right now NEO is looking great. It's finding a lot of support off its uptrend line, and that's really carrying the prices higher. So we're getting back towards that 75-cent level. That is a resistance area. After that, $85. But at this point, I feel like we're definitely going to test $75. And our uptrend line support is very strong here. I feel like we're going to be able to stay above this level, above our uptrend line, for quite some time. And that means that even if we do face some resistance at some of these levels, we might experience a little bit of a pullback towards the uptrend line. But overall, we should really be moving steadily higher here. And our Bollinger Bands are expanding. Our middle band is turning back up. That's really going to allow the prices to move higher now. Let's take a look next at Stellar and see what's going on. So Stellar is experiencing a massive breakout. I didn't even notice this, but great buying volume, very steady, indicators looking great. We just broke back above our 70 line on the RSI. This is a very good sign and could even mean that we're going to see even more of a breakout. Right now, we are back above that 3,500 mark. And if we take a look at the chart, right, we had this bit of a downtrend, then some nice consolidation. And the break above 3,500 is actually very significant because that's where we had, kind of the peak of our consolidation. So this is, a true breakout in the sense of the term, and we're really getting back above our previous uptrend line. This is just great. I think that we're going to manage to continue to get a little bit more of a breakout here up until 4,000 Satoshis. Then we might start to slow down a bit, but definitely one of the stronger cryptocurrencies out there right now. Let's take a look next at Vertcoin and see what's going on. So Vertcoin is now moving slowly but surely higher. We're going higher in that $2 range. Indicators still steady, and our Bollinger Bands are starting to expand a bit. I feel like we're going to get a little bit of a move towards $3.23. We'll have to see if we're going to get back above that, but I feel like it has every chance of doing so at this point, and that will be a good sign. That will put us, closer to where we were previously in our lower consolidation back there. Let's take a look next at Lisk and see what's going on. So Lisk did manage to get back above $10, and as you can see here, we're continuing to advance positively. Very nice U-shaped bounce on the indicators, and the prices are, doing their thing, coming back up. We are going to face resistance at $12.15, and like I have been saying, it does look like we're experiencing some resistance at that upper Bollinger Band, which is completely normal. I think that we're going to move, very much in line with our symmetrical triangle formation and come towards the end of this formation, right where our resistance level is at $12.15. And hopefully by the time we reach that, the markets will be strong and we're going to manage to break towards the upside of that and, start moving back towards $15 and then $20. Let's take a look at Cardano next and see what's happening. Cardano has been setting up for quite some time and is now acting exactly how we wanted it to. It's, beginning its uptrend basically, and right now it's been pretty consistent. So we had our long downtrend, our bit of consolidation, and now the uptrend has begun. Like I've been saying, I really expect it to follow what's happened on the indicators. And as you can see, the indicators are a little bit ahead as far as the price is concerned. So they are already uptrending, and I think that the price is going to follow that pattern as well with the Bollinger Bands and the middle band. So as you can see, Bollinger Bands, middle band, all uptrending, and the price starting to break above the upper Bollinger Band. So I think that we're going to pretty quickly move towards 3,000 Satoshis, get back above that, start going towards 4,000 Satoshis. And, the move towards 3,000 to 4,000 Satoshis might be a little bit slower, but definitely going to get back towards 3,000 Satoshis pretty quickly here in my opinion. And I feel like we're also going to remain above this uptrend line very nicely here. Let's take a look at our last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update, and that's going to be IOTA. Now, IOTA is getting a very strong breakout. We're moving back above $1.47, and it looks like we're really just going to make a sprint towards $2 at this point. We're about to get back above the 7 line on the RSI, which is always a very bullish signal. Indicators taking off, and we're basically, a full-on breakout here with the Bollinger Bands expanding, middle band moving towards the upside. $2, I think, is going to be the next level that we're going to test, and that's where things might start to slow down a little bit, but definitely should be able to push a bit higher here. Really happy to make this video more bullish light today. And yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to check out my Twitter and my premium content. Link to both those in the description. I'll see you next time.